Getting everything ready over here on the YouTubes. There we are. So as I start this, I'm going to be working on some more of the soul portraits today. Soul spectrum portraits, which are very similar. They look like this, and this, and this, and this. For those of you guys that don't know me, hi, I am the Blue Bodhi. Excuse the no makeup today. My allergies are allergying, and I don't like it. I don't like it. So we don't have a crazy ton of makeup on today. I have a few forms of synesthesia. I'm going to kind of explain a little bit about me because I know that some of you guys are new to following me, whether it is on YouTube or on TikTok. Some of y'all are newer to following me. Let me turn this off. Let me see if that helps. Oh, that's so much better over there. Let's do this. Ooh, there we go. I have multiple forms of synesthesia. So let me explain what synesthesia is. Let me fix y'all on YouTube again. Let me explain what synesthesia is, okay? Synesthesia is basically your brain is broken. Your brain is broken. So if you have, let's say you have a car, okay? And you get in an accident and they fix the car. But maybe when they fix the car underneath the dashboard, they get the wires crossed or tangled up a little bit. So every time you turn on the radio on your car, it also turns on your windshield wipers, okay? Annoying, right? You can get used to it though. Or maybe every time you turn on your headlights, something gets turned on, like the seat warmers. That's what I'm talking about, okay? That's basically a very plain example of what synesthesia is. I actually didn't know that I had synesthesia until 2020. I have a few different forms. In 1996, I had bacterial meningitis. 0 out of 10 stars, do not recommend. I'm just saying, do not recommend. But I've always had it a little bit, if that makes sense. I played the trumpet all through high school, junior high, etc. And I was always really good at it because I could see, and I couldn't explain to the band director, but I could see if my pitch was wrong. I couldn't really see the color, but I could see where it sat in my vision if it was right or wrong, if that makes sense. So with the bacterial meningitis, I was in a coma for about a week, a medical coma for about a week, died a couple of times. That's a whole other video, a whole other story. But I remember when the neurologist pulled me, when they brought me out of the medical coma and I woke up and he patted me on the arm and all I saw was green, green, green. Okay. So I assumed that everybody, when they listened to music, saw the music. I assumed that everybody, when they, let's say you hear Frank Sinatra, right? Here's what's really funny. And the reason I bring Frank Sinatra up is most synesthetes agree that Frank Sinatra's voice is blue, a shade of blue. That is one of the few things that most of them agree on. Like I think on Reddit, it's like 80 to 85% of synesthetes think that Frank Sinatra's voice is blue. But I digress. So I didn't know until 2020 that when you guys all heard Frank Sinatra, you didn't see the color. I see it like bifocals, okay? So it sits down here. As I get older, and this is something they warned me about with epilepsy. Those of you guys that have epilepsy, or you have a family member, a kid, etc., you know that it's not something that's ever going to be cured, right? So you're going to have to worry about it for the rest of your life, pretty much. As I get older, and all of this continues to change, the synesthesia gets worse. So where it sounds great that I can see music, where it sounds great that I can see the colors of people's voices, it sucks because I can see when people are lying to me, and it sucks because I can't go to concerts. If I go to concerts, I have to leave early. I have to have headphones in. I can't handle it. It's like being on constant psychedelics, and sometimes they're a little too much. But with the synesthesia, that is called chromesthesia. So when you see a color because of a sound, or you see a color because of a smell, well, actually, I think the smell is a different one. But you hear music, and you see a color. That is the most common form, one of the most common forms of synesthesia. It's called chromesthesia. I have that one. I also have a little bit of spatial grapheme, which is where letters have a color or a texture, or where they have to sit a certain place. And I don't know how else to explain that. If you think of a graph like you did in grade school, of you colored the graph lines and some lines were higher and some were lower. All vowels for me have to be higher than the consonants. Like, it has to be. It's the weirdest feeling. It's irritating to me. In my brain, they're higher. All letters have a color. Some have a texture. All numbers have a color. Some have a texture. 3 is always pink and fuzzy. I don't know why. Like this. Literally like this. 3 is pink and fuzzy. 4 is blue. Like baby blue. But I also have a different form that is a little more rare. Remember when I said the neurologist patted my arm and I saw green, green, green? So I have a form called tactile visual. Sounds great. Is not great. It's not great all the time. Every time I touch something, it's a color. So for example, if I hear, this is my favorite thing. This is why I love rain, and this is why I love showers. I'm going to explain it to you. So when I hear rain outside, rain is turquoise. Water falling is turquoise, like that really gorgeous Caribbean Gulf turquoise. You know what y'all all know what I'm talking about. The screensaver turquoise water, that color. That is water falling, okay? When I'm in the shower or in the rain and the water hits my skin, it's pink. So because I lived in the 80s as a kid, that right there was my comforter, black with pink and turquoise. So I love hearing the rain, and I love it hitting my skin because when it touches me, it's pink, like borderline hot pink. So things like that. All dog fur is blue. All fur is blue. Different shades of blue. Trees are blue. They're my favorite things to touch. Metal is usually orange, like a really I'm going to say gross orange. I don't know why I want to say gross, but I don't like touching metal very much. It very much causes a reaction to touching things, that if I touch something and it's a color I don't like, I instantly don't want to touch it. The reason I'm explaining all of this to you guys is because I know a lot of you are new to following me. Like I said, whether it's on YouTube or TikTok, a lot of you guys are new to following me, and I wanted to explain it. If you go on my website and you go to the About page, there are a whole bunch of photos on there of drawings that I have done. When I go to conventions, I do aura drawings. I haven't done a lot this year, but I am going to start doing them a lot next year. So if you own a shop, if you have a convention and you would like me to come and do aura drawings, please get in touch with me via my website, because I am starting to plan my schedule between now and the end of the year. They take about 45 minutes, and I need about a 15-minute buffer in between, because when I touch somebody, when I hold your hand, it's not just a single color that I see. So let's just say that I shake your hand really quick, or I'm like, oh, that's funny, and I just kind of do that. I see a color instantly, okay? If I hold your hand, though, it's layers. It's layers of color. And usually it's anywhere from 7 to 9 layers that I see. So I hold somebody's hand, I kind of look at that, I see what it is that I'm seeing, and then I draw it. What I found is that what I'm drawing, somebody pointed out that it corresponds to the, I almost said psychiatric, to the psychology of yourself, right? The layers of the aura correspond to psychological layers of the brain. And so in reading these, I pretty much can peg your personality. Sounds greater than it is, I'm not going to lie, because it makes it to where I don't really like to touch people. If y'all have ever seen the show Legion that was out a long time ago, by the way, that's a phenomenal show. If y'all are interested in the astral, you should watch that show, but that's a whole other thing. But in the show Legion, there is a girl that she has to wear gloves because if she touches somebody, she switches places with them or whatever. Sometimes I feel like I need to start wearing gloves because it makes it so when you guys meet me at conventions and so on, I usually do try to I do try to hug people, you know. I will ask, like, can I hug you or whatever. But after a while, I just can't. You know what I mean? I just can't do it. It gets to be too much. If you imagine being able to see color in your eyes over the normal thing that you're seeing. So instead of just seeing this, when I touch this, this is actually brown. When I touch this, over what I'm seeing, it's brown. That doesn't go off. It is always there. So if I have a really bad headache, if I'm sick, when I have a migraine, I cannot handle any noise. I can't handle anything like that. But synesthesia is really, really interesting. And if you guys want to fall down the rabbit hole of it, I highly recommend doing some research on it. They think that about 6% of the population has synesthesia. I really think it's more than that. I really and truly do, because when I talk to people and I meet people and they, why that's not working. They tell me a little bit about, oh my God, like I just know in my mind certain things have to go with certain numbers or letters or whatever. I like when this is not working. It's making me mad. There we go. Hey, Scarly. I don't know if you're still on YouTube or whatever. My chat thing isn't working. I sent you a message in the chat, in the business chat. I found that a lot of people throughout the United States that I talk to all the time, they have things like this. I didn't know until 2020 that I had synesthesia. I didn't know. I told this story to someone yesterday. I was sitting at a concert at a symphony, because there was a famous pianist from Japan that came here to Tulsa that was playing in the symphony. And while he's playing, it was so beautiful. It was so beautiful and so crisp. That's the only way I can describe it. That I pulled out my phone and I started sketching it so I could go home and paint it. And the person sitting next to me was like, what are you doing? And I explained, like, okay, well, this is the bass and the cello. This is the viola and the top part of the violin. This is, this is this. And the piano is this gorgeous red across here. And he said, do you have synesthesia? And I didn't. I was like, what did you call me? So I had to go home and look it up. But during that symphony, I sketched 3 different paintings and I went home and painted them. And I have been really considering putting these out as prints that you guys can order, because I will never sell these paintings. Like, I will never sell these paintings. But I've been considering putting them out as prints. One of my very favorites is a Grieg symphony, and that's the one I was just talking about. So I had to go home and look it up, because I'm like, I don't know if synesthesia is a bad thing, like if I should be upset or whatever. I wasn't upset when I learned about it. In fact, when I fell down the rabbit hole on Reddit of other people that have synesthesia, I sat and cried. I'm not going to lie. I sat and cried because I didn't know that other people had this. I didn't know. And here's the other part that made me cry. I didn't know that not everybody saw this gorgeous pattern and color and so on when they saw music. And when I learned that other people can't see music, it made me cry. I'm not going to lie. It makes me kind of want to tear up a little bit. Don't get me wrong. Some music is shit. Some music is shit. It looks terrible. But other music is phenomenal. Other music is phenomenal. And I have done several different paintings of different waltzes and things like that. And I saw somebody asked if I saw the music when I look at the painting. Yes. Yes. I love the cartoon Sleeping Beauty from Walt Disney way back in the day. And the Once Upon a Dream is one of my favorite things, and I painted it for someone on a 4 foot by 4 foot sculpted canvas. And it is these rich, deep, like turquoise and metallic turquoises and whites and golds and yellows and like my hair standing up on my arm. It's just beautiful. And so when I look at that painting, so I listened to it on repeat while I was painting this painting. It took me about 2 days to sculpt it and paint it. And I listened to it for like over and over and over and over while I was painting this painting. And it's funny, I had a friend whose son is autistic and he has synesthesia. And so I text her a picture of that painting when I got it done. And I said, I'm curious if he can tell me what this is from. And I said, and I will say that it's a Disney cartoon. He loved Disney cartoons. I said, it's a Disney cartoon. That's all I'm going to tell you. And he knew instantly what it was. He knew instantly what it was. But he said that the yellows are more orange to him. And so I loved that. Like, that was really cool. That was really cool. But synesthesia is interesting. It's fun sometimes. And it's terrible other times. So, like, I get asked all the time about different things. So, like, Ed Sheeran. Everybody knows what Ed Sheeran's voice sounds like. It is this glorious canary yellow. I've become a fan of the color yellow lately. It's a glorious like yellow. Taylor Swift's voice is this really gorgeous like metallic-y orange. But it looks like velvet. I don't know how else to explain it. Snoop Dogg's voice is cobalt. Ice Cube's voice is red, like Fire Engine red. Sinatra's is this deep velvety blue. Elvis's to me is a deep velvety like crushed velvet purple. I love heavy metal music because of the contrast. It looks like an abstract painting. So Danzig, Metallica, like all of those things are awesome. Guns N' Roses is interesting because of a lot of the guitar solos. Yeah, I'm just saying, like, we could go down the rabbit hole with that. We could go down the rabbit hole with that. But I wanted to tell you guys all of that. And I know I've been flapping my gums for about 15, 20 minutes because when I am doing these, yes, I'm looking at your aura. Yes, I am channeling that energy. Yes, I'm trying to hold it so you guys can see it on YouTube. I have got to get a new camera. It's just irritating. But, yes, I'm channeling your aura. Yes, I am channeling your energy and so on. But the synesthesia of your name also goes into this. It also goes into this. This one is Gail's. So it also plays into the aspect of these paintings, these portraits. These are done in oil pastel. So if you guys would like to order one, I'm doing them this weekend. I'll be doing them again tonight. I have a few on my list that I got to pull up and get done. And then I'm only doing 113 this weekend for those of you guys that are new to following me. 113 is my number. So I'm only doing 113 of them this weekend. I don't know when I will do them again. So if you want to get one, this is the time to get one. But we're going to get started a little bit. I'll try to answer some questions as I go, as I see them, as I see them. But I really and firmly believe that more people than just 6% of the population have synesthesia. And I'm going to tell you why. In talking to different people, I hear them say, oh my gosh, I know exactly where that sits in my gaze or whatever. One of the ones that I remember the most, and for those of you guys that are Star Wars fans, excuse me, some of y'all just hated me instantly. I have a real bad headache today. It's been fun. For those of you guys that are Star Wars fans, A few years ago, I was at a convention with Ray Park, who plays Darth Maul. And he doesn't really speak in the films, right? He has like, what, one line or something like that? He doesn't really speak. So when I realized I was going to be at a convention with him, I was like, I want to see what color he is, right? He's green and orange. Like, his voice is orange. When I touch him, is green. And so we sat and talked for a little bit. And he said, I was explaining to him what synesthesia is. And he kind of stopped. If you ever get to meet Ray Park, first of all, let me say this. He is phenomenally kind. He is a really nice guy. He also has so much energy that it's insane. I watched him ballroom dance with everybody around the room. I watched him do all kinds of kicks and spins and so on. Like, he is an extremely energetic, active person. But he is extremely nice. I really enjoyed talking to him. He's really nice. And so we were talking about this, and he was fascinated, like listening to it. And he paused for a minute and he said, I'm kind of wondering if I don't have a touch of that. And I said, well, what do you mean? And he said, when I am choreographing a fight scene, when I'm choreographing anything like that, it has a timing in my head and I assign music to it. So that way I know with this music, this kick goes here, this spin goes here, etc. And I said, that actually really sounds like it. He said, and then I can tell by the music if I'm off. And he said, and I don't need the headphones. I assign the music in my head. And so I thought that was really, really interesting. I think a lot of people have synesthesia and don't know it. I really do. I think they don't know it. I found a lot of people that are on the spectrum that have autism have some type of synesthesia. Usually it's in my personal findings throughout the years. This is not scientific findings, okay? But in my personal findings throughout the years is that people that are on the spectrum usually have grapheme or spatial, which is where numbers have to sit in a certain place or letters sit in a certain place, or they have a color or a texture or a taste. That's synesthesia. That's synesthesia. But that being said, let's get to some of these soul portraits, because I could talk about this all day long. If you guys would like to order one, you can do so by clicking on my profile link. And those of you guys on YouTube, I am going to put the camera down so you can see what I am doing, because I'm going to be doing all of these live. So Kirby was my last one. I stopped with the Kirby. So we're going to start with Viviana. We're going to start with Viviana. Normally, I would put some music on while I'm doing these, but I also have a pretty good rip-roaring headache today. So. Oh, I love that. Alex said, I'm glad I ordered mine. For me, words have a taste and I'm autistic. I would be really curious to know, those of you guys that are on the spectrum or are just neurospicy, but on the spectrum especially, if you have some form of synesthesia. I would be curious. Do smells have a color? Do letters have a color? Do smells have a texture? There are some smells for me that have a color. The other day, I was getting a headache and all the smells were intensified, and I went outside for something, and there was this smell, and it was like plastic burning. I don't know, but not a really horrible I don't know how to explain it, but I was like, what the fuck is that smell? I was like, it makes me want to punch rabbits. And then I was like, and it's purple. And the person that was standing next to me looked at me like I was utterly insane. Like I was utterly insane. And I'm okay with that. Oh, I love it. Hang on. I want to read some of these. Kat said, yes, I'm autistic. I see music and texture on numbers, not colors. Interesting. Ray said, fall is orange-red. Gigi said, I'm autistic and I can taste Certain colors. I love it. Ray also said smells have colors. Yes. Philosophia said memories have a smell and a taste. Yes. Saint Monkey said yes. Okay. Miss Joyce said yes. I love this. I love this. Alex said taste words. Music is either green tones or black when it's loud. Okay. Okay. Miss Joyce said sounds or taste. Sarah said, I get really bad vertigo that causes me to get migraines, so I wonder. Dude, that could be as well. That could be as well. Misplaced Country Girl said, I see colors around people and some animals. That's auras. Dude, you see auras. Like, naturally. Somebody said no punch rabbits. You guys know what I mean? Like, sometimes there's just a sound or something, and I'm like, ah! You guys all know what I'm talking about. You all know what I'm talking about. But Misplaced Country Girl, you see auras. If you're seeing colors around people and some animals, those are auras. I love this. Smells definitely have colors. Music gives me colors, but it varies. Gotcha. Memories have a smell and a taste. And yes, I'm autistic, Elizabeth said. I love this. See, look. Look. We're not alone. We're all weird together. We're all weird together. All right. Ready? Let me actually get to doing the thing I'm supposed to be doing today, right? Let me put my stuff up here. Because I could talk about this all day. I could talk about this all day long. All day long. Yeah. Sounds turn into color for you and your ADHD, Star says. Gotcha. I love how many of you guys are like, oh my God. Y'all realize that's a form of synesthesia. For those of you guys that are like, okay, you know, a memory has a smell, or a memory has a color, or this sound has a color, or this thing has a texture, or whatever. Go look up, y'all, this is your rabbit hole for the rest of the day. Go look up synesthesia. Look up types of synesthesia. Look it up. Look it up. Ooh, Ayashi says, I don't have that, but okay. Okay. I think it's really just curious. So, yeah. I love it. So here's your friendly reminder that this is not the time to come in and be a creep or be hateful. There are only a few rules in my live streams. One is that we don't talk politics. I don't care what side of the aisle you're on. You can do that somewhere else. Two is don't be a creep. Even creeps don't like creeps. And don't be a jerk, because even jerks don't like jerks. Three is that we don't talk about other creators, especially in a negative light, and we don't co-read. And four, if you do come in and break any of these rules, my moderators will 100% screenshot what you said and your account, and you probably will not get a warning, and you will get muted and then blocked. But I'm just going to say, I feel, and there have been some interesting studies, I personally feel like the neurospicy peoples are evolution, because in talking to people that are autistic, and talking to people that have ADHD, and talking to people that have epilepsy, etc., throughout time, they have been treated differently through different cultures, and those people are usually revered as having an intense gift. So I feel like that is a natural evolution of humanity. And if you guys really want to get angry about humanity, you need to look up how civilized countries have treated those people. Usually other cultures treated them with reverence. So if you had epilepsy, you were taken to a temple and you usually became a seer or an oracle. If you had autism, or if you had ADHD or things like that, you were taken to the wise person, the shaman, the seer, etc., and you were trained how to do that. They handled mental illness and they handled neurospicy activity in a reverent way. But in places like where, you know, in Germanic culture and Celtic culture, they believed that a changeling had taken their baby and put a changeling in there. And so those children usually met a very horrible end. So it's very interesting the way the difference is. Complete and utter wars, massive wars were fought over oracles. Just saying. People traveled for hundreds of miles to speak to the oracles of Delphi. They all were epileptics. I'm just saying. So if you guys really, really want to fall down that rabbit hole, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. All right. Viviana. Your name is mostly green, by the way. All right. So for those of you guys that order these, they will get shipped out next week, and they will all come with a little sheet that will tell you what each layer is, so you can kind of look it up and fall down the rabbit hole with it. I will do a little bit in kind of telling you what each color is and so on, or what the colors mean, but you will get a complete little sheet with it that will help you fall down that rabbit hole. So Viviana at her core is this gorgeous kind of grass green, like what you think of when you say green, the color green you think of. Why are you like that? You should not have a point right there. You don't like it. Then you have this really just pretty sky blue around that. I will say that the inside the core part is shaped really interesting, where it looks kind of like a weeble wobble, or a toy that you can't push over, where it's more bottom heavy than top heavy, and it gets like that as we get down here as well. It tells me that you are one of those people that is extremely grounded, and you ground other people. You can get to the point where you are overly grounded and it can cause you to get stuck. Or feel stagnant. But other people get addicted to this, and they get addicted to being around you because of the grounding aspect that you bring. So you're going to draw in a lot of broken people. You're going to draw in a lot of people that they just want to utilize that energy, if that makes sense. So they get used to being around you, having you around, and then if suddenly they don't get Viviana time, then they get really cranky, they get upset, they get obsessive about being in your space, being around you. And the outer layer of yours is this really pretty like magenta color, which is a peacemaker color, but it's also I will punch you in the nose kind of color. Pink itself is a color of just peace. Like you just want everybody around you to be happy. You don't like conflict. Red, however, is a very big, what I say goes. We don't sit still. We go, 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 go. So when you have magenta, which is kind of an in-between with a splash of purple, This is a color that, again, people get addicted to because you are the peacemaker and you're always going to make sure that everybody is happy around you, but you also do not hesitate to, you know, shove someone down if they're being an asshole. You also don't like to sit still, and you don't like to be stagnant. You don't like to be stuck. So when you get overly grounded or you get around people that are sucking your energy, where you cannot ground yourself or where you cannot, you know, get out and do some things, then you end up it ends up making you angry. Like, it ends up making you angry. You get that a lot. Strangers approach you and tell you their life story. Well, I can't find my gold marker. What in the heck? All right, so I guess y'all today get silver. Y'all today get silver. So for those of you guys that are curious what this is on the bottom, I do an interesting form of light writing, automatic writing, asemic writing. That is kind of an art form. Each one of them is different. Your brain is going to think that it is words. It is not words. Let me hold that where you can see it on YouTube. You can hold words. And there is that. So that is yours. You always get asked what you're on. I understand that. I understand that. I do. I do. So I'm trying to figure something out, and I might need y'all's help. I used to see them a lot as a kid in the Ozarks, and I know that you can still find them in the Appalachian Mountains at folk magic places. Not folk magic, but like tourist shops. They're these little dolls. They're usually about this big, sometimes a little bigger, but they look like Cousin It. They have this they're either made of straw or of wood, but they look like Cousin It with these huge eyes. Sometimes they have a huge nose. I thought they were called mountain sprites, but they're not, and I can't find them. And I'm obsessed with finding them. I saw a picture of one the other day. I've always wanted one, and I can't find them. No, they're not cornhusk dolls. They're little monster things. I don't know what else to. I'll find a picture of them somewhere. I want one so bad, and I don't know why I want them so bad, but some of you guys are going to know exactly what I'm talking about. Bunnies, do you know what it's called? Oh, thank you, Kathy. I just redid it the other day, like yesterday, so it's crazy bright. Do y'all know what they're called? I thought they were called mountain sprites, but they're not. Sometimes they're called hillbilly dolls, but when I look those up, that's not what I'm looking. They look like Cousin It. Are they shrunken up like Applehead dolls? No. They're about this big. That's the only thing I can say is that they look like Cousin It with huge eyes. I am looking for one. I'm looking for several. I don't know why I need them. Damn it, dolls. I don't know what they're called, and it's driving me up the wall, and I need one. All right. Kristy Lou is next. Yeah, if any of y'all know what they are, I need to order one. I need them really bad. I need one really bad. All right, ready? See, some of you guys, I see some of you guys know exactly what they are. Oh, damn dolls. They're supposed to be responsible for the shit that goes wrong. Yes. Yes. I need to find them. I need to find one. They used to be everywhere. Maybe I just need to take a trolls. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It's a troll. Okay, now I got to look it up. Now I got to look it up. Let me see if that's the right thing. Let me see if it's the right thing. Yes, that's them. That's them. That's them. That's them. Thank you. I'm gonna take a picture and show you what I'm talking about. That. Oh, you guys on YouTube can't see it. Yeah, if you look up Mountain Troll. Thank you. Thank you. And you're right. They're Arzenbach. Arensbak. All right. I need them. I need them. I need them. All right. I'm going to have to order some. Most of them, like, here's one handmade in 1978. I need it. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Thank you. I knew somebody would know what they are. I knew somebody would know what they are. I need them. I need them so bad. I need them. All right. Kristy. Thank you. I knew somebody would know. It's been driving me up the wall all freaking, well, all day. But, yeah, it started a couple days ago. So, yeah. Giant trolls placed all over Rhode Island. Oh, my God. So, what I just heard was, Stacy, I need to come to Rhode Island so I can see the trolls. I mean, Sass and I are planning our year out for next year. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Yeah, I need one. I need one badly. I need one badly. All right, so I'll be falling down the rabbit hole after this live stream. All right, I should focus because I've got some more of these to do. All right, Kristy. Thank you so much. Thank you so much now that I know what they are. Now that I know what they are. So now Sass is going to look at them because Sass was like, I think they're this and this and this and this. I was asking the girls, we have a group chat, and a lot of them are in Pennsylvania, and I was like, I know they're up there, and yeah. Well, I could still come take pictures with the trolls up there. I could still come take pictures with the trolls up there. All right. I'm happy now. I'm happy now. All right. We ready? The answer is yes. Okay. Kristy is this beautiful, pretty color. All right, let's see. Where's my purple? There's my purple. You're really like kind of some intense colors. I'm not mad about it. No. Yes. No, it's more cobalt. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Ready? So for those of you guys that live in or around Oklahoma City, I am solidifying plans to be at Craig's Emporium in November. I haven't been since like, last year. Since last year. I have 2 events in Pennsylvania next year. My event, which is at the Reliquary in early May, the first weekend of May. And then Creep It Real, which is in Ebensburg, Pennsylvania in June. There we go. That's right. I was like, it's not like that on one side, but it does need to be. There we go. Yeah, that's the right color. And for those of you guys that live up in the north, especially the middle of the country, the Dakotas, I have not been to the Dakotas or Wyoming yet. So that has to happen next year. And since I will have my first grandbaby in December, I will be going up to Washington State, and visiting a lot. I really just need a whole bunch of sponsors so I can get a Sprinter van. That's what needs to happen. So I can just travel and do all this crazy stuff. Provided the world doesn't blow up. Like, we're going to not manifest that, but there we go. Kristy, you really have this interesting. You are able. I don't mean I smeared ya. Your blue got smeared into your yellow, and I'm trying not to be overly perfectionist about that. But you have this interesting way of keeping your really private stuff really private, but you have this other area on this side that you put out this energy and then this protection, and then you have like a whole second person that you are for other people. And I think it's a trauma response. I don't think it's a bad thing. I also like that you are very bright, very vibrant, very strong colors, primary colors. You're not somebody that minces words. You're not somebody that likes to hide a lot of stuff. You have your private self that's private, and other people get to see this part, but what you see is what you get. Like, you're pretty honest with it. You just don't overshare. Does that make sense? Oh, it is not the first. It is the third. My sorry. Shit. So Viviana says the first on it, but it is not. I will show you guys on YouTube here in just a second. There we go. All right, let's see. Racheal is next. I really got to find my gold marker, because not that I don't like the silver one, but I feel like the silver one's already acting like it's going to run out. That makes no sense. If I were a gold Sharpie, where would I be? No, it's that one. Oh, you're so, like, earthy, foresty. I love it. I love it. I'm not mad about it. Ooh, I'm not mad about it. Racheal, I don't know if you're watching, if you're here and you're watching, or if you're watching on YouTube, but you're, like, super gorgeous, grounded, foresty, forest, swamp witch kind of feel. You also have a crazy amount of intuition. Crazy amount of intuition. Also, Rachel, I love the way your name is spelled. I'm sure that all throughout your life, everyone has spelled it wrong. But I love it. It's really pretty. So this is your friendly reminder that if you are watching this and it is not, if you are watching this and it's not on my official, the Blue Bodhi channel on YouTube or TikTok, and it is not October 3rd at almost 1 p.m. Central, then you, my friend, are watching a scammer. Please block and report them. If you are watching this on my official YouTube, thank you. Appreciate you. All right, well, that got a little smeary, and you definitely do not have a very, you have a very strong outer layer. It's not fuzzy. There we go. Oh, it does kind of look like a cat's eye. It totally looks like a cat's eye. This one just looks calming. I don't know. Should have gone whoop. There we go. Racheal. You are so funny, Kirby. There we go. I love doing these. I'm not going to lie. I really and truly do. I really and truly do. So this is also a reminder that if you guys need spell work done, if you need a custom working done, I'm fixing to add another one to the website today. It'll be up tonight. Scarlett and I had a conversation yesterday, and she let me know that there is a lot of you guys reaching out for protection, that there is a lot of you guys that are reaching out for some really intense things. We have always done custom workings, whether it's protection, cords cuttings, curse, you know, like return to sender, removal, etc. And let me pull you guys up on YouTube so y'all can see my face. Before I start with Tashana, a lot of you guys are reaching out for some very intense things that are they require a little more than just one person. So Scarly does a lot of work. I do some work. Camille is also here. I practice American folk magic. I have been an ordained member of the Wiccan clergy for over 10 years. And I've been an ordained Christian minister since 2018. I almost said, I don't know what I almost said, 2018. And so we kind of put our heads together yesterday because there's literally half a dozen right now of you guys that have some very intensive things going on and need a lot of extra protection. So there will be something up on the website later today, and I will make, a video, an announcement, so on. That is, it will include something from me, something from Scarly, who is very well versed and practiced in Santeria and exorcism practices from the Catholic Church, and a lot of Latin American practices. And then there is Camille, she has been practicing voodoo for a very long time. So that is a threefold working that I want to start offering for you guys. And I want to say this too, and I'm going to say it on video, and I'm going to say it with my whole chest. Because I have seen all of the things where there are attorneys trying to, file lawsuits and so on for people that practice Wicca, that practice witchcraft. Y'all realize that that's religious discrimination, yes? Wicca is a federally recognized religion. It is federally protected. All of the things that we do as witches, all of the things that we do as practitioners, whether you say that you're Wiccan or not, y'all realize that just like Christianity, Wicca has a Bible, a doctrine. And just like Christianity, not everyone follows that to the letter. Same with Buddhism. There are scriptures, right? There are scriptures that you follow in Buddhism, but there are different sects of Buddhism. For example, I have taken my precepts in Tibetan Buddhism because Tibetan Buddhism, to me, feels more, it is who I am. Does that make sense? If you guys don't know what Tibetan Buddhism is, you should look it up. But just like Hinduism, every single religion has different factions of it. Wicca is the same way. Wicca is a federally protected religion. You don't have to follow that doctrine to the letter. I'm just saying. I am just saying. So, yeah. I'm just saying. So, there's that. Now let's do Tashana. We're going to turn you guys back down like this. I know you guys on YouTube are like, you're turning me up, you're turning me down. You're turning me up, you're turning me down. Do you just walk into a Buddhist temple and say, hey, I'd like to know the things? No. If you're interested in Buddhism, let me tell you how to start. There are a lot of fantastic, I don't know on YouTube, but on TikTok, there are a lot of very fantastic Buddhist monks that have accounts on here that they do daily sessions, they do singing bowls, they do all of those things. I would find out if there is a Buddhist temple around you close. I live in Tulsa, and we have a gorgeous Buddhist temple here. We have in 2020, I don't know if it's still true, but 2020, 2021, we at that time had the tallest Buddhist statue in the country. And if you guys ever get through Tulsa, you should just go by and visit it. It's phenomenal. It's gorgeous. But you can go and walk the grounds. You can go and enjoy it. You can go to services. But there are a lot of Buddhist temples now that have their services online. So if you're interested in Buddhism, that's what I'd recommend. Also, there's all kinds of books out there on Buddhism. Buddhism for Dummies is a good one if you just aren't sure what Buddhism is. I like to tell people that at the core of it, Buddhism is don't be a dick. That's the core of it. But there are a lot of scriptures that were written by Buddha that when you guys start to really look at them, they're fantastic as far as a philosophical approach to your own life. There's a reason that my business cards have said and will probably always say, what you think you become, and that is a quote from Buddha. It's one of the Buddhist, in the scriptures, it's a quote from Buddha. What you think you become. In other words, you shape your own reality. Buddhism is a very, very interesting practice. It's a very interesting religion, and I feel like people think that it's just you have to become a monk and sit under a tree for decades, and that's not the case. So yeah, that's one thing. If you do go to a Buddhist temple, know that you do need to be very quiet. You do need to be very quiet, even if you're outside on the grounds. I don't recommend taking kids that are going to scream and run around and yell and stuff like that. That is not the place for it. A Buddhist temple and Buddhist gardens are sacred ground. Like, they're sacred ground, and they should be treated as such. If you want to go to a Buddhist service, I highly recommend watching one online first. Watch one online first, so you kind of know what to expect. And look and see if your local Buddhist temple does online services. I know that they do, here in Tulsa, they do the precepts. I want to say that they're in May. April or May. I did mine in 2021. So when you take your precepts, it's basically saying that you're going to follow, those type of, the scriptures, the Buddhist scriptures. And like I said, it's don't be a dick. Don't be a dick. And then you also get a Dharma name. So, which is your Buddhist name. So that's what I'd recommend. All right, Tashana. Your inner core goes back and... Okay. I know I did one of these for you a while back. Your colors are all really dark. Your outside fluctuates. Okay. Like, I'm trying to get it off the thing, and it just is like, no, I'm not doing that. So weird to do these without music, but I have a pretty gnarly headache today again. And I know that I will get distracted with music. He kind of looks like a pea pod in a jelly bean. Got a hair tickling my chinny chin chin. Here's where you have two different colors. I need someone to please tell Oklahoma that it's fall. I need someone to please tell Oklahoma that it's fall. It is hot. It is hot. Oh, it's hot in Iowa too. Oh, you shush up there, Lynn. 77 in Pennsylvania. Shush. It's 90 in Wisconsin. I didn't think it really got that hot up there. It's October. How is it 90 in Wisconsin? What's going on? All right, Tashana. YouTube, it's like super shiny. Be 60 by Monday. You know what? I haven't even looked at the weather. Yeah, it's supposed to be 90 here today. That's so dumb. It's October. Nope. 88, 87, 88, 86, 82, 80, 80. That's dumb. That's dumb. Aw. Kiddo coming home today. All right. That was Tashana's. I'm probably going to do a couple more. Let me see. Miss Heidi Poo is next. I'm going to do a couple more, and then I'm going to go take some more medicine and probably get some food. And then, let me fix that. I'll be back on this evening. So we got Heidi. So I'll tell you what. I'm going to do Heidi. And then when I come back this evening, it's all the Kirby. It's all the Kirby. You weren't kidding, Kirby, when you said that you ordered several. I'm excited. I'm excited. Oh, so we're doing 2 for Heidi. So 1 for Kaylee and 1 for Heidi. Okay, so we'll do those. And then this evening, I'm not sure what time. I will get that scheduled here in a little bit. My cousin is coming in from Austin. We have a family reunion tomorrow. So I'm not sure what time she is flying in. So once I get that nailed down, then I will get a live scheduled for tonight. So just saying. All right, Heidi Poo. I know Heidi was here earlier. So we'll do Heidi first. Heidi, you're like super earthy. Wait, let me make sure that this is the right color. Yep. Yep. I don't have a turquoise. I don't know if Heidi's here or not. Like, are you not feeling good, girl? What's up? Oh, thank you. Somebody said, Alex said, I always admire your nose ring. I got this on Amazon. It's a silver ring, and it's got a little blue opal on it. Got a little blue opal on it. Every time I think I'm going to change it into something else, I end up putting it right back on. It's my favorite, so I just leave it. I get a ton of compliments on it. I absolutely love it. I want to say that it was like 12 bucks. I think it was like 12 bucks on Amazon. gonna have to get on and order me, I guess, order another set of oil pastels that has like all the pastel colors and stuff like that. This is a good set, but it's missing a lot of the colors that I'm needing, like turquoise. Ooh, the sugar going down. So I will say this, this evening I will be back on either at like 6:30 or 7, or it'll be later around 8:30 or 9. It's just going to depend on plane. And that's Central Time, y'all. Kind of looks like an owl face. Did the artist of the classic movie Fantasia with Mickey get it right? I haven't seen it in forever, but I'm gonna say pretty damn close. It's one of my favorites. That's probably my all-time favorite Disney movie. It's probably my all-time favorite Disney movie. I will say in Dumbo, where the elephants on parade happens, that's pretty close. That's pretty close. I feel like there should have been more like neon green, kind of like bright lime green, but that one's pretty close. That one's really close. Thank you guys for all the gifts. I appreciate that. Ah, I ran out of room. I ran out of room. Ooh, thank you, Cress. Arzetta. Artza. There we go. Artiza? Artiza. Has a great selection of the color. Thank you. I 100% will be looking. Yeah. There is Miss Heidi's. I've thought about using alcohol markers as well, and that might be what we might try that next time. I'll probably start doing these close to the first of the month. Yeah. All right. It's the Kaylee poo. Somewhere I have a massive amount of alcohol markers. Like I have a whole set that's like this big. It's probably 48 markers just of skin tone. So I will probably start doing that. The thing I like about oil pastels is the richness of the color. And I like that they look a lot like oil paints. So that's why I like using oil pastels. But when I'm traveling, it's hard to, like, I almost have to keep them in a cooler. Does that make sense? I almost have to keep them in a cooler. Thank you, Miss Amy, for updating. Ooh. For upgrading to the Bodhi Nation over there. I totally forgot. I meant to send you an email and I never did. I'm a horrible person. Shit. I know I have it in my notes, so I'll get it to you. It's been so long since I've been to Disney. Sass and I had planned last year to be there for New Year's. And that didn't happen. Well, I feel bad, Amy. It clicked in my head when I saw your name. I was like, oh shit, I was supposed to send her some books and book recommendations and all this stuff and totally forgot. I love that Lola said, just ordering me some markers and adult coloring books. Maybe we should just have a coloring day. Like once every couple weeks. Oh, yeah. Usually I have a little paper towel that I kind of do this. Oh, I'll get it to you today or tomorrow, Amy. Ooh, hang on. What happened? Thank you, Christine. Lena and Karina, I am so sorry. When I hit the next button, it's supposed to go literally to the next order, and it didn't. It totally skipped Lena and Jennifer. So, Kirby, I know I said that we'd start with Kirby when we come back. When I come back this evening, it'll be Lena, and then Jennifer A, and then the massive amount of Kirby's, and then Tatiana, and then Miss Denise. Oh, I get to do one for Miss Denise. What's up, Denise? How are you? Thank you. Thank you, Christine. That's irritating. All right. Ready, Kaylee? It'll either be 6:30 or 7 p.m. Central tonight, or 8:30 to 9 Central. I'm waiting to see what time my cousin's plane comes in. So yeah, I'm waiting to see what time my cousin's plane comes in. We still need to do popcorn and poppets. I gotta get that rescheduled. All right, Kaylee. So let me say this. Where's the right color? If I put black in your... Linda, calm down. Y'all hear that? If I put black in your aura painting, aura drawing, it has nothing bad to do with anything, okay? Black is a color of personal power. It's got a very, very interesting spiritual meaning to it. So don't freak out, okay? Damn, Linda. Those of you guys that don't know, Linda's my computer. One of my computers. Oh, my Bear Bear's having a dream. Can you hear him? Oh. You okay, Bears, honey? Must be an interesting dream. He doesn't have dreams a lot. Like not loud dreams like that. This looks like somebody's logo. This looks like somebody's logo. Linda, what is up with you? Holy shit. Linda sounds like a choo-choo train. Does she not? Does that not sound like a choo-choo train? The hell? She's never done that. She's not very old either. That's why I'm like, what are you doing? What's wrong with you? Oh, I smeared you, Kaylee. I guess that would be yellow orange. It 100% could be a hot flash for Linda. I think Linda needs a break. Yeah, Linda's getting a break after this. She hadn't even been working today. All right, here's the Kaylees. There's the Kaylees. All right, guys. I am going to get off here for a little bit. I'm going to go put some food in my belly. Y'all go put some food in your bellies. I'll be back on tonight. I'll have it planned out here probably within the next 30 minutes, so check my schedule. I will get it planned out both on YouTube and on TikTok, so that way you guys will know what time. And I will start with Lena, and then Jennifer, and then all the Kirby's, and go from there. So I will see you guys. I'll see you guys this afternoon. This evening. All right, guys. I'll see you then.